2 new pets on the horizon, and tons of pandas coming up this week. For more news like this, stick around for this week's episode of This Week in Identity 5. Welcome back everyone to another episode of This Week in Identity 5. Let's get in and talk about what we got last week. So last week we got Season 22 Essence 2 with the new S tier skin for Antiquarian, the A tier skin for Painter, and the A tier skin for Wu Chang. These are some really amazing skins, and the Antiquarian one has nice little effects on it if you pay attention to it. Along with that, of course, we got the new Survivor Antiquarian, and not everyone had access to her, of course, because you had to get her from the Essence to be able to buy her. And I must say that I haven't really played against any Antiquarians as a hunter yet, because I don't think it's super common to get because of the low pull rates, but we're starting to see a picture now of how good she is or how not good she is, and I've not really sure yet. I still think that she's quite good, but we're pretty much going to find out this week as the Antiquarian Apocalypse comes up. We had an event connected to the Antiquarian called the Midsummer Misty Mountain event, and this began with 3 different types of events that you could participate in, all of them not completely clear as to what you're supposed to do. It took a lot of digging around to find out what you were supposed to do. But in event 1, by logging in, you could receive some clues, some fragments, some portraits, and more rewards. For event 2, you had to complete the story to be able to get essences, carved pendants, that's a specific currency for the event store, room music, and more rewards. By completing all the chapters, you'd also get some rewards. For event 3, by completing matches, you'll be able to earn carved pendants. I believe it is 30 pendants every day, if I'm not mistaken. And if you complete the Firefly catching mini event, you'd also get tons, but you can use them in the event shop to buy the accessory, a B tier skin for Lucky Guy, and more stuff. Another big thing that we got last week was the Frenzy Rhapsody mode. This is the new dodgeball event that everyone's been having fun with, and we've got to see how bad ping affected the game, and it's not as bad as we expected. The game mode is really fun to play, especially if you have some friends to play with, but ping does affect you in the case of being able to block and catch a ball. A lot of people have had some issues of not being able to, like, pressing the button and nothing happening as they catch the ball. Overall, I was expecting it to be a little bit more buggy. I have come across a few bugs, flying into a wall and it teleporting you around, but apart from that, it's pretty good. This game mode also came along with an event where you could obtain portraits, clues, trial cards, and more. I believe essences were in there too, so you could unlock that too. In the store, we got the Lucky Dice event, that is the usual event. They've brought back some old frames and stuff like that. In the Spyglass store, the Blow Kiss, both male and female emote, have returned, so you can buy those for spyglasses. They optimized Wu Chang's Link Click skin accessory, and they increased and they messed around with the intimacy thing, increasing the daily intimacy that you could send and receive. Now you can see who sent it to you. In the patch notes, there was talk of an intimacy friend sorting option, but I didn't find that, and that was kind of what I was most looking forward to, and some other different intimacy stuff as well. One of the biggest things that I noticed in the patch notes that not a lot of people talked about, as far as I can tell, is that they added 3 more chairs to Identity 5 for hunters. I talked about it a little bit in my video over on my Black Phoenix IDV channel. There were 2 different chairs that were added to Lakeside Village, and 1 chair that was added to Leo's memory, and I do think that they're okay. They adjusted Cowboy a little bit with some of his interactions. It was just some minor changes, and they changed the maximum number of bands in the character ban mode to 6. Oh, and something that's big that I haven't seen anyone on my Discord server talk about, and I think this is an important thing, is that there's an event over on the Twitter page for Identity 5 called Lucky Guy's Summer Trip, and there seems to be a lot of effort put into it, and it seems to have flown under the radar. So make sure you guys go and check that one out, because there's daily quests for you to complete, and you can receive quite a lot of different rewards. Let's talk about what we're getting this week. Well, the biggest thing that we'll be getting this week is the Pandas Protector event, where by completing some puzzles, or a puzzle, I'm not completely sure, you can receive a B tier leveled panda pet. It's going to be quite cool to have a cute little baby panda behind you, a portrait, graffiti, and even more rewards. This is in aid of helping a charity that's to do with breeding pandas, because I believe pandas are endangered or something like that. Of course, we're getting the continuation of the Midsummer Misty Mountain event. We still have 2 more weeks of this left, or 1 more week after the patch update, of course, and there's quite a lot for us to do. If you're reading through the story, there's quite a bit to read. It's not crazy. Of course, we're getting this week as well, on the 11th, we're getting Disciples Character Day. That is the day of the patch update, where they'll be giving us her portrait frame, and if you didn't participate in the previous one, you'll be getting her portrait. And on the 12th, I think that is the following day, we'll be getting Wu Chang's character day, so that will be the same kind of stuff. Tons of fragments this summer where you guys can get tons of stuff to save up to that S tier Ada skin or S tier Emil skin. Make sure you save up those fragments. Now let's talk about what we can get from the future and what kind of rumors we've got. The wolves pet that I was talking about quite a few weeks ago that was rumored to be coming because of course Wolves won a tournament. Wolves is a competitive Identity 5 team, I believe, in China. Well, they got a pet designed for them by NetEase themselves, and that is presumably coming on August 18th. Not sure if it's only coming to Chinese server. It is quite possible since we had a Phoenix that only came to the Chinese server as well. It was connected to a team, I believe, or connected to the tournaments or Chinese tournaments, but it could also come to global servers. We've yet to see. It's a cool looking wolf with like goggles on. And we've had some interesting changes to some of the images for survivors. So the survivors have different images and displays in different areas, and they've apparently starting to rework some of the older ones. For example, they've already reworked Mechanic and Perfumer's poses, and I do think Mechanic's one did not look anything like Mechanic originally, and I'm glad that they're kind of changing her up to be a little bit more similar to what she looks like in the game. Perfumer's one was fine. I think they didn't need to change that one, but if they're changing some of the older ones, I wish that they would stop making Lucky Guy look like a toad or a frog in some of his images, like for example, the B tier skin that's available in the event in the store. If you look at that, it doesn't look anything like Lucky Guy. I know it's kind of a meme at this point, but still. Moving on to the Talk in the Manor, where I respond to your comments that you guys left on my recent videos. We've got a comment from Dream Witch with an E that says, as someone who plays Sculpt often, I have to say it's true. Blink is the best early game, but if you have Trump card, switch to Teleport. I wanted to address these style of comments because a lot of people were saying, yes, this is the best, but take Teleport as well because da 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 da. What I'm saying in this video is that these are the best traits for the character. Trump card, of course, lets you change between things. I'm not saying that there's the two best traits to take with the character. I'm just saying there's one trait that most people think is the best thing to take at the beginning of the match. Gelstorm says, wow, almost all hunters prefer Blink for their trait. Why is it that when I play a survivor, the hunters that I'm going against bring Teleport? That is an interesting one. I think it really does depend on your tiers, and of course people have their own different preferences, but I'm also surprised at how many characters had Blink as being their default one. I hadn't really thought it through, I hadn't really processed how popular Blink is, and it makes me think that NetEase might need to adjust some of the other traits or bring Blink down to be a little less kind of popular, because I know it's a great ability, but that kind of takes away from some of the other styles of this game that is kind of changing your playstyle. The same way that I would really like survivors to be able to change up their persona webs, and hunters as well, even though I think hunter persona webs change up a little bit more than survivor ones do. But with the flywheel effect, they did manage to change it up so that we could see different persona traits. I would love to see hunters' traits be different as well, to make it so that people are a little bit more open to playing different playstyles. But of course there are going to be some things that are stronger in some hunters. Are you excited for the Panda event? Please tell me down in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and check out the Black Phoenix IDV channel because I upload some great things over there, especially if you like these kind of news videos. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.